Holy fucking shit! The Joker's in this movie? Why didn't anyone tell me? I would have seen this sooner! Greetings, geeks and nerds. My name is Lazy Universe, and welcome to a Lazy Vlog as I will be talking about and discussing the awesome movie of Star Wars The Force Awakens. I just feel redeemed to let people know this is not a full-blown review. This will just be my thoughts and opinions on the movie. This is not going to go into full-blown review territory, just an FYI. So I hope that you guys don't mind and enjoy this little lazy vlog anyways of my personal opinions and retrospective on Star Wars The Force Awakens. Greetings, kids and nerds, I'm Lazy Universe and I'm White and Nerdy, and welcome to a lazy vlog. There will be some of these on the channel just to let people know about TV shows that I really want to talk about, movies that I don't really want to full-on review per se, but just want to talk about, and this is one of these examples is talking about Star Wars The Force Awakens. This is a movie that has always evaded me ever since I wanted to see it. So I'm sorry to admit to people that I don't want to do a full-blown review of it, but this movie is almost 3 hours long, and I'm pretty well worn out just by watching it. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to come in here and say this is the worst movie I've ever seen, but no, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm gonna let people know this right off the hand. I'm not like the most diehard Star Wars fan, out there. I do enjoy Star Wars. I was happy for The Mandalorian when it was announced for Disney Plus. But I'm not like the biggest fan to come in here and tell you everything, about the series. But I mean, Star Wars had been on hiatus by this point for some time, by the point of the Force Awakens was announced. Because you got to consider we had, the original trilogy, which people still hold in high standard today, and then you have, the Anakin Skywalker trilogy, which people don't really like. I don't hate them. I don't mind them. It just I see why people don't like the Phantom Menace because one time when I picked it up, I actually watched it and I was like, yeah, I see why people don't like this movie at all. But The Force Awakens, I think, was a movie worth waiting for. I really do think that this is a really damn decent movie, in my opinion. I see why people were happy for this. And when I saw the trailer back then, I was like, I'm really excited for this movie. And then one of my favorite video game gameplay couples, K-Wings Let's Plays, with Disney Infinity did the Force Awakens path, and that got me even more interested. And then Harrison Ford were talking about his cameo, and Mark Hamill were talking about his cameos and the big plans, and I'm like, okay, I'm interested, shut up. And in case people are wondering, I mostly know Mark Hamill more as Joker than I do Luke Skywalker. I hope that you guys don't mind me just saying that. It's pretty true. I mean, I pretty much know um, Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker more, Joker more than Luke Skywalker. I hope that you guys don't mind. But this movie had some flaws and also some minor difficulties that I have with it. And I really do like the character of Rey. But what's unfortunate is that we don't get a lot explained about her. I know that more is explained about her in the Last Jedi movie, but I think that we should have built up more for her here. I mean, this is her first debut appearance, and we don't really know anything about her. Aside the fact that she's lonely and she misses a person that left her, most notably probably her parents or a parental figure, and she was left on this planet known as Jakku, and she is taken on over control by a uh, scrapper businessman known as Unger, and he is the most asshole of assholes. Um, you know, but we understand the reason why this is all going for is that they want to find Luke Skywalker because they believe that he can save the entire galaxy after he left after training Kylo Ren in the movie, who I believe is a great, superb villain. It's unfortunate when they went with that reveal. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but that reveal just, in my opinion, wasn't worth it. I mean, yeah, it kind of makes it more dramatic and it kind of makes it more of impactful, but I don't think that that big reveal should have happened. With Darth Vader, we didn't end up getting that reveal until I believe the third movie, respectively. So, yeah, we should have gotten that big reveal at the end of a trilogy, but I can still see why people do like Kylo Ren. He is a force to be reckoned with, and everything. And I really do mostly appreciate the character of Finn. I think he was the most respected and also most relatable character, that he's this guy that is with, you know, um, not the resistant, but he is with, God, I can't remember the name of the villains. But he is with, the not Rogue Squadron, whatever that he's with. But he keep telling people like, yeah, these guys are not to be messed with. These guys are indeed like the most badass force on the planet, and you really do get that when you get to see the Planet Destroyer, which is a bigger version of the Death Star. And the Planet Destroyer, in my opinion, is like a when I first saw it, I'm like, this thing is not really that impressive. And then you realize it not only gets its energy from the sun, which is even more dangerous because the sun is basically nuclear energy. You get to have, I believe, solar energy, but also if you go by Firestorm, the DC superhero standard, it's nuclear. You get that energy, and then you see it going toward the planet, and you're like, that's nothing, and then it destroys more than one planet. It becomes a menace. I think that really the Planet Destroyer should have been a much more bigger detail than it was, because it didn't really come into play towards like halfway in this movie, which really makes it feel like that it should have been more of like the big namesake in this. But I do also appreciate, the cameos, the lifelong legacy of Carrie Fisher still stands within this movie, and also The Last Jedi. I believe she did The Last Jedi before she passed away, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, you get to have the entire cast back, and it feels pretty good, to see them again. You start to feel like a kid the first time that you watch the first, trilogy, and then you start to realize these heroes in this, and you're like, this feels good, just feels really good to have in this film. And yeah, man, I can't lie, this feels really good to see them again. But there's not too many things that really does happen in this movie that really did surprise me, aside from the fight scenes, which were pretty awesome, especially when Finn had Luke Skywalker's lightsaber and he's going up against this stormtrooper that has like this baton type thing. That was pretty badass, But in all honesty, my favorite character in this is BB-8. The first time I seen him in the trailer, I fell in love with BB-8. There's just something about BB that you just really got to enjoy, And he is just this cute, funny character. I think what makes him even cuter is the fact that he is a ball. He just rolled around everywhere he needs to go, and it's it's pretty adorable. I can't lie. I love BB-8. BB-8 and Baby Yoda, in my opinion, are in the same tier as cutest Star Wars character that I've seen, um, regardless of anything. But another character that I thought we should have gotten more explained upon is Poe Dameron. It's like he works with, the Resistance. He works with Carrie Fisher, aka Commander Leia, not Princess in this version, or General. I mean, General. I'm sorry, but it kind of feels like there should have been more that should have been explained. Like, why is Leia commander? Poe Dameron is this badass, you know, flight flight leader, and which he is. He had some really great moments in this. But it's like, what else can you tell me about him? Because I really want to know more, and unfortunately, you don't get more. And aside from the big ending scene where they take down the Planet Destroyer, Poe does, it's like, yeah, he's a badass character, and I really do like his character in this, but it feels like we should have had a little more to deal with. In fact, but in all things seriousness, my favorite character in this, throughout not the old ones, but the new two, I have to say, mostly had to be a tie between Poe and Finn. I really did like that Poe was this resistance guy, but he puts his faith in the stranger who he had just met, who held him hostage, but then putting faith into him, like, I trust you, I know what you're doing. And Finn also lied to everybody because he's afraid that they're gonna outcast him. He's afraid, like, if he tells them, like, I work with this really badass team. What? and then they just threatened to throw him out and everything. That I really feel like it really should have been, or there should have been more here, on par with everything else. Um, it just feels like there really was like a bigger chunk to this movie that was here, but maybe they had to cut it out because of time standards. I'm not 100% certain, but it feels like there was like a bigger movie here, and then it just got whipped away or disappeared or whatever. Um, but I thought it was pretty cool when Finn actually used a lightsaber, which I don't think is going to be explained upon. I have a theory who Rey is the daughter of, and I'm not going to go into it here, but I have a pretty good idea who she might be the daughter of, and if that's the case, I'm sitting here going, oh god, I called it, and I haven't even seen The Last Jedi yet. I don't really think that I need to see The Last Jedi. But J.J. Abrams, yeah, he did a great job really holding this film up to date, and I can see again why the Star Wars community really does enjoy this film, and everything. But just a small talk here, spoiler talk kind of for people that haven't seen this movie yet. The big reveal of Kylo Ren is that he is Ben Solo. He is Han's and Leia's, um, or Ben Skywalker or whatever. I would assume Solo's his last name. He is the son of Han and Leia. And yeah, he had the Force, but that's because Leia and Luke do. They both do. And, Luke was training him, but then he decided to turn on the dark side like Anakin. So I really do feel like he wants to be this big level threat. They even talk about it in the movie, like he wants to be the threat of like what Darth Vader was. And a part of me is going, yeah, that's cool, but he's not exactly on par with that big level threat that Darth Vader was. It's like Vader has this reason to be threatened with or to be toyed with and everything. And I really don't feel like Ren reaches that mark of what Vader was. I mean, Vader was willing to kill his own son and daughter, you know, you know, and that's what makes him even the more threat, especially when the Supreme Leader was, or not the Supreme Leader, but I forget his name, the old dude, was taking down Luke in the last movie in the trilogy, and then he picked him up and he threw him over. Palpatine. He picked him up and he threw him over, and he saved his son at last minute because he still had that feeling of his son. So you do understand that with the villains of Star Wars that there is a good and a bad in them, and they are battling it out. But it just doesn't feel like that it really matters in the long run, you know, as far as it. You could have just had him be this villain that wants to measure up to, Darth Vader, and then have that reveal coming later that he is the son of Han and Leia. But I really don't think that he really should have been the main majority villain in this. I'm sorry to say. It's like, he's a cool villain, he's a threatening villain, but he's throwing a temper tantrum like a child way too much, in my opinion. Oh god, but I do like Ray though. But it's just unfortunate that I don't like her as much as I want to because there's not much to a character. But I really do feel like she's a great character. I see why a lot of women and also young children at the time, even still nowadays, cosplay as her. I do get the idea of why Ray is respected in this community. But I was just sitting there the entire time watching the movie going, God damn it, if only Ray had much more of a character. And the unfortunate thing is that she does, but it's not here. That's just the unfortunate part. I also have to admit that I was not as big as a fond of Han Solo in a lot of places. And give or take, I really do love Harrison Ford as an actor, but I really don't feel like he would utilize that much in this movie. Like, I really do enjoy his character, and I enjoy him being in here, and also some of the jokes had me pretty much laughing to the point of saying that same with Finn, especially when Finn goes to Captain Phasma and he goes, yeah, I'm in charge now! I'm in charge now! And Han's going, okay, let's calm down. We have her, but let's just calm down, but yeah, man, I mean, all things considering, this is a pretty great movie that's just undermined in a few, areas. Like, I really see, like, there's a big motion picture here, especially for what it is, and especially this movie is almost 3 hours long. Like, I still think that there's, like, a big chunk that they should have left in that really would have helped it, just like the original Star Wars. I think the original script of it was a pretty long script that wanted to get into everything, but George Lucas had to cut corners around it, I believe. So, yeah, you really do get that feeling again here. It does feel like the shaft had been given to Star Wars yet again. It's kind of like, oh, you have this one story? Well, put the shaft up your ass, and then we'll get rid of everything that you have written here, and we'll find ways around the story. So, in my opinion, I mean, Star Wars: The Force Awakens is still a great movie. It really is. But I think that there was like with more, it could have been much more of a better film, if you get what I mean. Like, if we had more to tie the story in together, I really would have loved this movie a lot more than give take than what it has, going for it in all things seriousness. So I know what you're thinking. Is this a great movie to kind of get kids involved into? Yeah, I mean, all in seriousness, yeah. I mean, try to get kids involved into the Star Wars territory. Don't start them with the first film because I don't think that, they would really much care in a sense of how old and how great that this sci-fi film holds up to, till this day. But yeah, I would start them out with the with this movie. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think that they can get into it. It's a pretty decent film, all things considering. It's just that, in my opinion, I wish that there was more to offer, like, more flavor on the table, so to speak. But in all things considering, I would give it a Funko Pop rating of an Ultra Bloodstone. It may not look like much. Oh God, almost dropped her. It may not look like much on the outside, but there is a gem that is hiding on the inside, and that I think is what really matters in it. So I would give it, a rating of an Elder Bloodstone. If you agree with my opinions on this movie, then be sure to tell me in the comment section down below. If you'd like to join my own resistance, join me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. And also be sure to stay subscribed and everything. We're almost close to 200 subscribers. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for 200 subscribers. Like a special, basically. I've been kind of deciding on a few ideas, but I don't know exactly. I'm not gonna do a freaking 4 film review of Godzilla movies again. Screw that. I mean, it was fun to do once. It's not fun to do again twice. And that video ran longer than I wanted it to, in all seriousness. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is just a lazy vlog of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I'm sorry it wasn't a longer video. Just after watching it, I was so kind of tired and burnt out. Like, I kind of woke up with the enthusiasm of yeah, I'm gonna give this a proper review, and then it's gonna come up on this channel, and then oh crap, hmm, yeah, um. Shit. This movie is a lot longer than I expected it to be. Like, I know Star Wars movies are long, but I think it was a lot longer than I expected, unfortunately. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the Star Wars Force Awakens in the comments down below. Do you agree with my criticism or do you disagree? Let me know. You can even say it, to the bottom of your heart, like you hate this movie. You're free to your own opinion, just like I'm free to mine. I think it's a great movie. It's unfortunate that it really could have been better in my opinion. But I've been Lazy Universe, I've been waiting nerdy, keep eking on guys, then may the force be with you, and until next time.